Good morning, friend. Welcome to Coffee Chat with Angie. I hope that you are doing great. What are you enjoying for a beverage right now? I have this mint lavender. It's mint lavender tea. And for some reason, I have been on a lavender kick lately, whether it's the scent or the drink or whatnot. But let me tell you, they're not all good. Some of them are not good. Yeah. I think I'm not the only one that thinks that. Like, you can have a lavender scent that is absolutely repulsive, or a drink that you're like, yeah, not gonna get that again. But I did go to a coffee shop the other day, and it was a lavender coffee, and it was really good. It was very light lavender. It also had chocolate in it, so I think that was a bonus. But anyways, let me know in the comments what you are enjoying for a beverage right now, whether you're watching the replay or joining me live. I would love to know. So let's dive into our topic today. Have you ever thought, like, man, I wish I could just get my life together. Like, mornings are complete chaos. I'm always running late. Or maybe it's like you get home and have no clue what is for dinner. It is like 5 o'clock at night and you still have no idea what is for dinner. So whatever it happens to be, many times we don't make progress on this for a couple of reasons. One, we tend to overthink. This would be the category that I always fall into. I would think, I think I'll go ahead and do it this way to solve this issue. No, this way is going to be better. No, I think this way is going to be the best way. And then I'm like, let me just take a couple days to think about it. And a couple months go by and I'm still in the exact same spot, right? Yeah. I don't know if you can relate, but that was definitely me. And I still have to check in to make sure I don't lean to those tendencies, because that's just my nature. Now, the other thing might be is it's just so daunting, so overwhelming. You don't even know where to start. Like, any step seems too huge. Like, you don't even know how you're going to fit it in your day. And so you just procrastinate and you just never start, because it's easier to not start than it is to start and keep doing what you're doing, even though it's driving you crazy. All right. Now let's look at 3 things that you can do today, literally today, if you want to, that will help you move forward in an area that seems like absolute chaos. My name is Angie, and I am a personal strategy coach. I help driven working moms create rock solid systems in their life so dinner isn't a last minute scramble, kids' logistics are not chaos, and self-care is not an afterthought. Amen to that, right? Let's put self-care in a forefront. Also, I love supporting you in finally feeling present, energized, and in control of your life while also having time for yourself. Okay, my friend. So if you are here live, please say hi. I would love to know who is joining. And if you're catching the replay, please say #replay. I would love to know that you are here as well. So first step that we are going to do, I would have to say it's the simplest step, but also the hardest step. Let me know if you agree. That is setting aside 30 minutes. Trust me, friend, if you set aside 30 minutes to work on the next 2 steps, you will move forward in whatever area it is that you need to move forward in. But the first thing is to set aside those 30 minutes. And I don't want you to say, oh goodness, I'll do it tomorrow morning. I should have a window of time in the morning that I can take 30 minutes. No, it will never happen. You know you, I know you. I know me, it will never happen. So what you want to do is you want to schedule it like an appointment. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, you are going to the doctor's for 30 minutes. That's how you want to schedule this 30-minute time frame. You would not show up at the doctor's office, right? So schedule 30 minutes for yourself so you can make an active change in the area that you want to see move. If you don't do it, you are going to be where you were at forever and ever. And it's just gonna get crazier. That's what happens with life, right? It just gets crazier. So take that 30 minutes. That is the first step. Now, the second thing is I want you to know where you're starting and where you're ending. You need to know a destination that you're going to arrive at. Otherwise, you're just floundering. So you probably already know where you're starting and you're thinking, yeah, I'm quite familiar with this space. And let's just, for sake of an example, say it's morning chaos. You're trying to get the kids ready. They're yelling, they're screaming, you're yelling and screaming. Like breakfast, what the heck is that? And you have good intentions, but it just never happens. So write all of the things down that is your morning right now, like good, bad, ugly. Get it on paper. And then I want you to go ahead and write what you want the results to be. Literally list the results. No matter how far-fetched it seems, if you're like getting out the door at 6:15 in the morning, which is on time, that would be lovely. Or maybe there's no yelling. Maybe there's no stress. Maybe it's having a healthy dinner in the morning. And right now that seems darn near impossible, but that is what you would like your morning to look like. Maybe it's enjoying 10 minutes to yourself with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Whatever it happens to be, write down what you want your morning routine to look like. There needs to be something that you strive for. The other thing I want you to do is like take 2 minutes, just 2 minutes out of this 30 minutes of time and close your eyes and actually think the plan, or not the plan. We're just visualizing the end result right now. So visualize that end result and what it's going to look like. So is that end result getting up and sitting with a cup of tea and enjoying 10 minutes to yourself in the morning? Is that end result going to be everybody is happy and smiling and the day gets off on a good foot? Like feel that emotion. Feel those things. Visualize what you're doing. The brain is so interesting. You know, there's called neural pathways, and if you visualize things, your brain doesn't know if that is real or if that is not real. So let's visualize it. This can work to our advantage. Now, oftentimes it doesn't. If you are someone who leans towards negative and you're always thinking what things are going to look like negatively, my guess is a lot of those things come to fruition because your brain doesn't know that is not reality. But you are acting like it's reality because you're envisioning it. So let's flip that and envision the results that we want. So our brain naturally is going to create ways to get there, right? All right, that's number 2. I want you to go ahead and visualize the end result. Also know where you're starting. Put that on paper, okay? Number 3, brainstorm all of the steps that it would take you to go from A to B. Put that on paper and then pick one to start with. Now, listing all the steps, do they have to be realistic? 100% no. In fact, I want you to put it down if it's not realistic. This is going to do 2 things for you. One, dumping all of this information on your piece of paper is going to just free up your brain space. A lot of times our brain is so cluttered, and just releasing that on a piece of paper allows you just to breathe a little bit deeper. So write everything down, no matter how crazy it is. If you think, 3 more hours of sleep would allow me to have a wonderful morning, and you're thinking that's just insanity right there, that's never going to happen, write it down. If you're thinking, having a chef come in and prepare my breakfast, that would be great. It's crazy. Maybe for you, it's crazy. Write it down. All the things that are crazy, write down, because once those crazy things get released, your brain will naturally think of realistic things, or at least what you feel is realistic at the time, to go ahead and start listing, and that's what's going to come out next. Now, the second thing all of this writing down allows you to do is it allows you to see a system kind of forming right before your own eyes. It just looks like a step at this point in time, but you probably will be writing something down and you'll think, well, before I get to that, I'll have to do this. And before I get to that, I'll have to do this. Or maybe you're thinking, well, I can do this. Oh, and that's going to lead me to this, and that's going to lead me to this. And you'll start actually creating a pathway on your own because you took 30 minutes to write it down. It's going to be so powerful, my friend. Trust me, it is absolutely going to be. Now, out of all of those things on your piece of paper, you're going to pick one. You're going to pick one to move forward with and implement that. Okay? That's it. That's how you get to where you are with whatever is chaotic in your life to where you want to be with that certain spot. Now, I'm not saying take everything in your life. I'm saying one thing. Like if your whole house feels like it's all clutter, don't say, hey, my whole house is all clutter and I'm going to do this one thing. Pick a kitchen or pick a laundry room or pick one spot. You don't want to do the whole entire house. Okay. So go ahead, pick that one spot. And then as you navigate and implement that one action item, what's going to happen is you're going to get that under control and you're going to think, hey, this is really, really good. I'm going to implement this next step. And then you're going to implement the next step. And then you're going to think, ooh, this one, I don't think I can stick with. Let me give you an example. Morning routine. You're thinking, okay, in here, I'm going to implement sending out clothes the night before for everyone. So we are not in the chaos of what are we going to wear? And, Susie leaves with mismatched clothes that freaks you out and she's totally happy, but you're stressed. So we're going to figure out that all the night before and leave them out. And you do that for a couple days and you're like, dang, I wish I would have done this months ago. And it's going really great. And you're like, I can totally keep this system forever and ever. Amen. That's when you know, let's implement the next thing. So maybe the next thing is 3 hours more of sleep a night. And you're like, okay, that's really what I want to do. I'm going to do it. And so you implement getting 3 more hours of sleep a night. And maybe the first night you do okay. Maybe the second night you do okay. And by the third night, you're exhausted because you're trying to pack all of this stuff in that you used to have 3 hours to do into the other aspect of your day, and it's not working. And there's no way that you're going to continue with this. That is when you know you need to change the system. So don't keep going with that. Don't, because you're going to end up back at square one. So what I want you to do is I want you to be able to check into this plan and this strategy that you are creating and be able to say, could I do this long term? Will it be hard at first? Yeah, but could I realistically do this long term? And if you're saying, oh my gosh, no, I'm already exhausted, there's no way, then I want you to dial it back a little bit. So maybe instead of doing 3 hours, you do 15 minutes. And you're thinking, oh, I can do 15 minutes. And then maybe you try 30 and you're like, 30 is still tough. Oh my goodness. Go back to 15. You're still laying out clothes the night before. And maybe instead you add in making breakfast, having breakfast prepared the night before for the next morning, or doing something. Maybe you cook hard-boiled eggs for the entire week over the weekend, and that's what you have all week long. And you switch it up and do an oatmeal bake or something the next week. But whatever it is, I want you to go ahead and implement something that seems doable for long term. If it's not doable long term, at least in your head, you're never going to get there. All right, my friend? So I know you can do this. I know that you have it in you. I know that the chaos gets overwhelming, and there is a way to make it into a space of calm. And if you're thinking, Angie, this is really, really great, but I feel like I need support with this. I need somebody to help me think outside of the box and think, okay, what can I do for this small step? Or what can I do to move forward? Everything I try just exhausts me. Please reach out. I'm here to support you. I would love to work with you one-on-one. And if you're thinking, hey, I got this. Thanks for the tip. I'm going to implement this myself. I'm going to move forward. It's going to be great. fantastic. That is what I want you to do. I want you to be able to take nuggets from these coffee chats and be able to implement them in your life. All right, my friend, I hope that you have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you here next week.